Welcome to the Planning Quality Framework Applications Data Screencast. The Quality Framework allows councils to compare data on planning applications between themselves for benchmarking purposes. Applications data from different councils is notoriously difficult to compare because each council will have its own labels and codes and names for things. The Planning Quality Framework takes all of those labels and translates them into a standard language so that everything can be compared. This is a screencast that explains how to do that in the Planning Quality Framework. Once you've sent your first set of data into the Planning Quality Framework and got all of the field names and labels right, we will send you an email that confirms that we've safely received your spreadsheet, and it has a quick summary of the amount of labels that we've been able to map. At the moment, this particular spreadsheet has got 0 because the first time you send a spreadsheet in, we're not going to have any of your mappings done. That's what this job is all about. So the first job is to open up your spreadsheet, and you'll see all of your data that's been translated into the Planning Quality Framework. The first job is to go to the lookups. This is where all of your data is stored in terms of the labels. So here you'll see all the different labels that we need a standard framework label for, all these down here. Over here, this is your labeling, so what you've called different things in your system. So that's an application status label, that's an application type label, and so on. Over here, this is what the Planning Quality Framework machine wants to read. So where there's no translated data here, it's just going to say missing because it doesn't know what you call things yet. That's our job. What we'll do is, first of all, go into the master lookups part of the spreadsheet. What we need to do is highlight all of this data here, because we're going to create a series of drop-down cells so that we can easily allocate these standard framework labels into the lookups table. So first of all, copy that set of labels, go back into lookups, and just paste the labels over on the right hand side somewhere that you can read them. And what we're going to do is, one at a time, make a drop down list for each of these labels so that we can easily transfer them into here and make the changes. I'll demonstrate what I mean. So first of all, application status. You need to go into the data section of the spreadsheet, data validation, allow a list. The source of the list is these values here, so all of the application status values. Highlight them, press return, click OK. Then you copy that cell, stick it over here, paste it into the system value column. Then you'll see you've got all of the choices to allocate a standard framework label to your own label. So let's see, first of all, let's just copy them all down so that we've got one for each of the status lines. So granted, I know that means, so that's a decision, that's decided. Refused, that's a decision. Permanent development or permitted development, that's a decision. Withdrawn, there's a specific label for that, and so on. The original data template, if you use the Planning Quality Framework template, has a much fuller explanation of all of these labels so that you can make a correct match. So once you've done all of those, I'll just try another one just to illustrate how to do this. Let's try the application type. So if we go over to application type, highlight the cell, go into data validation, list. The source are these labels here, so there's quite a few application types. Press return after you've highlighted them, click OK, then copy the cell over into the system value cell, copy them all down. There's quite a few application types. And we do the exercise again. So application type full, that's a full application, that's a certificate, and so on as we go down, just choosing all of the labels that you're familiar with. If there are some that you aren't, you might have to look them up or ask someone. But essentially we just go round and fill in all of the labels till we've got a full set, and that's so on for all the different types of labels. It takes a little while, but once that's done, the Planning Quality Framework won't need to do that again. Every time you submit data, it will read your lookups file again. So this is a one-off job that might take a little while. First of all, what I am going to do is show you the development categories side of it, because they are in a separate part of this spreadsheet. So first of all, delete all of the other labels that you've used, go into master development, and these are the labels that we want. Highlight those, copy back into your lookups table, we'll paste them down here so that they're next to the development categories. So what we want is to highlight this cell here, because this is the column that we want to put these labels into. Data validation, same process, list. The fields will be these here. I've left this column because it just explains what each of these are. Press return. Okay, we'll see we've got this drop down menu here now, so we'll just copy that all the way down so that we can do it on each label. And then we can just go about making our changes. So these will be quite easy matches because I've got the number there, 21, so that's a Q21, that's a Q20. And there'll be some labels that you've got that are like a Q26 or a Q28 that you'll just need to allocate. We don't have Q codes for those, we have some R codes that we've made up and some S codes for some of the county stuff. So you'll just have to allocate the right label there. So Q28, here I know that's a condition, so what do we have for conditions? That's an R40. Once again, your original planning quality data template has a full list and explanation of all of these for you to refer to, but most of them you'll be familiar with because they are the PS1, PS2 codings over here, and we've based our labels on those as well. So once again, once all that data is updated, you are ready to resubmit your spreadsheet. First of all though, a couple of tidying up jobs. We need to get rid of these labels here, and just to tidy up this file here, just highlight all of the system values that you've now changed. Obviously we've just done a few for demonstration purposes. Highlight that column, go back into your data validation area. That's just telling me that there's more than one type of validation in there because I haven't done them all. And then go into the clear all, and then that just turns these into just normal text and not drop down menus. Right, you're now ready to save your file. So file, save, and then you can send your spreadsheet back into the Planning Quality Framework, and it will be processed again with all of your labels. And if there are any missing, if there are more than 10% missing, you'll get another email back saying that there is data missing and we need to make some more updates. Okay, thank you. That's the end of this screencast. If you have any questions, you can email me at the email address on the screen, or better still, go into the discussion forum at qualityframework.net and you can discuss some of this information with your colleagues. Thank you.